for Trump.
How would I need them in order to win, ma'am?
Well, unless you think you're going to get 60% of the vote. You think you'll get 60%. Everybody who did not vote for Trump will vote for you. That's what you're thinking.
In a general election, yes. If it is me versus a Republican, I think that I will win the people who did not vote for Trump.
What if it's you versus another Democrat?
I don't intend that to be the case.
So how do you not intend that to be the case? Are you going to ask them not to run?
No, I'm saying I'm going to build the support. I have the support already in terms of name recognition. And so I'm going to do the very best I can to make sure that we get through this primary in a really strong position. But let me be clear with you. I represented Orange County. I represented a purple area. I have stood on my own 2 feet and won Republican votes before.
So I'm on the Oversight Committee, you might know, and that is where we did a study recently this fall in September. And what it showed is if we don't electrify our transportation sector, that we're going to lose more than 500,000 Californians dying prematurely to air pollution and other problems. And the state could lose. Get out of my fucking shot.
I wanted to tell you that that's actually incorrect. It's not that it's electric vehicles. It's that if we don't meet the commitments under the Paris Climate Accord.
Okay, it does. Okay, you also were in my shot before that. Stay out of my shot. Okay.
All I can say is if Katie Porter wins the race for governor in California, if their residents think it's bad now with Gavin Newsom, they have no idea what they're in for. Katie Porter, former representative in Congress from California, is the leading Democrat to become governor of that state. And most people say she's a powerful woman, she's well-spoken, she's well put together, she's always prepared. She did a lot of things when she was on the House floor with a whiteboard. She loves showing charts and what have you. But I'm here to tell you, that can't all be true. She can't handle an interview with a reporter. She insists that the reporter only ask the questions that were given. How dare you ask me follow-up questions? I will have none of it. And you saw the clip where she yelled at her staffer in the background, "Get out of my effing shot." Who does this woman think she is? She was doing an interview. It looked like maybe her home. And the staffer in the back walked in front of the camera, well, behind her, through the camera shot. And Katie Porter lost her mind. It's not Hollywood. It's not a movie set. It's a politician giving an interview. This woman is unhinged. Let's watch a little more of her interview with the news reporter, because I know you're going to love it.
That's not something every candidate in this race can say. If you're from a deep blue area, if you're from LA or you're from Oakland, you don't have an experience.
But you just said you don't need those Trump voters.
Well, you asked me if I needed them to win.
So you don't think
I feel like this is unnecessarily argumentative. What is your question?
The question is the same thing I asked everybody, that this is being called the empowering voters to stop Trump's power grab. Every other candidate has answered this question. This is not
correct. And I said I support it.
So, and the question is, what do you say to the 40% of voters who voted for Trump?
Oh, I'm happy to say that. It's the do you need them to win part that I don't understand. I'm happy to answer the question as you have it written, and I'll answer it.
And we've also asked the other candidates, do you think you need any of those 40% of California voters to win? And you're saying, no, you don't.
No, I'm saying I'm going to try to win every vote I can. And what I'm saying to you is that...
Well, to those voters, okay, so you...
I don't want to keep doing this. I'm going to call it. Okay. Thank you.
You're not going to do the interview with us?
Nope, not like this. I'm not. Not with 7 follow-ups to every single question you ask.
Every other candidate has answered.
I don't care. I don't care. I want to have a pleasant, positive conversation in which you ask me about every issue on this list. And if every question you're going to make up a follow-up question, then we're never going to get there.
Ms.
And
Porter,
we're just going to circle around.
I am an investigative
I have never
reporter.
had to do this before, ever.
You've never had to have a conversation with
to end
a
an
reporter?
interview.
Okay, but every other candidate has done this.
What part of, I'm me, I'm running for governor because I'm a leader. So I am going to make...
So you're not going to answer questions from reporters? Okay, why don't we go through? I will continue to ask follow-up questions because that's my job as a journalist, but I will go through and ask these, and if you don't want to answer, you don't want to answer. So nearly every legislative...
I don't want to have an unhappy experience with you, and I don't want this all on camera.
I don't want to have an unhappy experience with you either. I would love to continue to ask these questions so that we can show our viewers what every candidate feels about every one of these issues that they care about. And redistricting is a massive issue. We're going to do an entire story just on the responses to that question. And I've asked everybody the same follow-up question.
And there you have it. This is the woman who wants to take over the state of California. Even though we all know it's in shambles and she'll only make it worse, she thinks she has the patience to take over a state where inflation is through the roof, homelessness is out of control, crime is at an all-time high. Gavin Newsom has given away everything plus the kitchen sink. And this woman thinks she can be in control of all of that. She can't sit with Julie Watts, the CBS journalist, and answer questions. She wants the questions read to her exactly how they're written. And how dare you ask me follow-up questions? She's against Trump. You heard her say that. She's in it to fight Trump. She doesn't need the 40% of Trump voters who voted for him in California. She's insistent that she's the person that can solve all of California's woes. And I'm here to tell you, she cannot. She is absolutely unhinged. She was impatient. She couldn't handle just simple questions, never mind follow-up questions. And someone who used to work for Porter sent in the clip of that train wreck when she told her staffer, "Get out of my fucking shot." Her staff, when she was in Congress, doesn't speak highly of her. They might have while she was still there, but now there's not much good to say. She's overbearing. She's power hungry, similar to how Kamala Harris treated her staff when she was vice president. This is a problem for California. Voters need to decide if they want someone who is 100 times worse than Gavin Newsom. At least Newsom knows how to stay calm, even though nobody likes him. He stays calm. He talks clearly. He doesn't get frazzled. This woman, you can't even ask her questions. Typical Democrat. You ask the question that's written down verbatim, and you do not ask a follow-up question after I give you the answer, because my answer is the Bible. I'm telling you how it's going to be. She doesn't care about the follow-up questions. She's worried about the issues. Well, follow-up questions are about the issues. And this is just another example of a Democrat who wants to be in power, who will do nothing but make it worse. I don't know. I mean, I'm not really sure, but the meltdown like that on television for all of California and all of the country to see, why isn't Gavin Newsom stepping up and saying, you know what? You need to step down because you're going to make it worse and you're going to lose. It'll be great if she's the Democrat nominee because maybe a Republican can go in there and destroy her in the general election. But these are the people, again, that all the liberals, all the mainstream liberal media, these are the people that they want in charge because they do what they want, when they want. They don't answer straight-on questions. They beat around the bush, and they pretend to know everything. They pretend to have all the answers to all of the problems. And just from those small clips, I'm pretty positive that Katie Porter has no answers. Ask her a direct question, she'll give you a direct answer, most likely rehearsed. Throw a curveball at her, similar to Kamala Harris again. She has no idea what to do, doesn't know what to say, and calls it argumentative. I can't do this. She's ready to take her microphone off and walk away. Thank God I don't live in California or nobody I know lives there, because that state is an absolute shithole because of Gavin Newsom And if this woman ever wins the governor's office there, the residents should stop packing and look for better pastures, because they will be in trouble. If they think it's expensive now, with an unhinged woman like this, everything will skyrocket. You will not be able to afford anything. She wants the electric cars. She's big on that. She's still pushing it. Emissions, all the climate change nonsense. These people read by the same playbook over and over again, and it's old and it's used up. No one cares. Katie Porter is a disaster area for the Democrats, and she needs to go. She needs to give it up, because she will absolutely make California 100 times worse than Gavin Newsom has.